So when people ask me why I do what I do, and I can't explain why, all I know is that I feel like I have to do it. I have to get what's in my head, in my heart, on paper. When I feel it, whatever time it is. As inconvenient as it is. As inconvenient and frustrating as it is to have to explain it to people who are interested, legitimately want to know, or nosy and want to know, or incredulous but want to know. I want to share. It doesn't matter to me why you want to know. It's not my problem why you want to know. I want to share. It's meant to be shared. It's why it needs to get out of my head. It's not charged. Inconvenient. See, and I've been ready to start, like, this is gonna start. All I wanna do is start. I'm ready to begin. Are you charging? Oh my god. I'm gonna try to put it on the floor and see if it's tone. I think so. We'll wait until this is charged to begin. Here we go. So, I got my first deck of cards during my first separation from my husband. The kids were tiny, like 3 and 1, or maybe 2 and 4, something like that. And I was looking for something to hold on to, something to believe in, something bigger than me, something to pray to. Now, I grew up Catholic. I was baptized. I did my first communion in middle school. I was like 12-ish. I still have my dress. I'm pretty sure I still fit in it. Anyways, we weren't taught to go to church um, every weekend. It was more of like a special occasions, holidays, things like that. But the basics, right? Basic prayers, basic understandings of angels being who you turn to in a time of need. So I got myself this deck at a local shop, and have listened to their gentle guidance and support, and it's been a lovely, lovely relationship for a long, long time. Other decks have come in for different reasons, but this has always been my favorite oracle deck. We just know each other. I just know it. You know, it knows. I feel like it knows me. I get a lot of repeating cards, a lot of repeating messages, but it's. I feel honesty. I feel a connection here. Why? Because I put that intention into purchasing it. I put that intention into believing in it. I understand logically these are just 55 pieces of cardboard with printed images, and somebody's writing in the book. These have messages on them, and then there's a bigger message in the book. The book, I once upon a time put discs on it, thinking that I was going to add, that this was going to be easier, and it ended up not being easier, and now I regret so much having it like this with these discs. So either one day I get a new book, or I end up gluing it myself back together. We'll see. Either way, these are just affirmations, guys. Do I touch them every day? No. They have gone years without being touched. Sometimes they get used more than others. It just depends on the times. They do have a seat of priority for me. Like I said, I do play favorites, so. None of these people look like me. These are all, to be clear, white people. I don't need the cards to look like me to feel like the message is intended for me at the moment. So I don't really care either way. The same goes for tarot. When I pull a tarot card and it's a male card, it's energy. We are dealing with archetypes and personality traits. And just how some days I'm the yin to my yang, one Gemini twin to the other Gemini twin. I can be both, and I'm flexible, and I don't need it to represent my gender, so to speak. In those terms, I don't need any kind of gender fluid deck. I'm okay as a heterosexual woman. Nobody actually walks around saying I'm heterosexual, but I am, and so I'm okay with that. Now, tarot, or tarot, depending on how you want to say it. I got my very first tarot deck, the Good Tarot, based on how much I was enjoying my oracle cards out of pure curiosity, and also just simply because after a long time of watching YouTube videos, I finally decided that this was the one that was calling to me, that these were the images that I could associate with. I knew nothing about the system. This is actually not the very first deck that I purchased. I purchased during the same separation from the oracle. I bought my child, my 4-year-old, a deck of dragon tarot. And I didn't give her the guidebook. I don't know what happened to the guidebook, but I'm pretty sure I got rid of the guidebook because I didn't need my 4-year-old reading tarot. I just wanted her to have 78 dragon depictions that were very elemental. And so she has it. And now that we're much more into tarot, she's like, Mom, the guidebook. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. So anyway, so the Good Tarot. Funny enough, this is still sitting in the very back of my little box because it is the one tarot deck that I don't use. I am not deep dived into it. It's my first deck, and it's still sitting there waiting to have its turn, because as I was learning about the tarot through challenges and this book, which is the Guided Tarot, which is very useful. It has all of the pictures of the tarot. So I didn't want to get the deck, the original Smith weight deck, because I didn't like the yellow. There's so much yellow. It's, you know, it's very limited in palette. The art is very clean and to the point, but the color yellow really repelled me. So much so that I even, you know, I've recovered my book, so I don't have to see all this yellow. So I didn't want to buy the deck because I knew that I wouldn't use it. So I worked with the book for quite some time. I got the White Newman tarot deck, which I loved, and then I worked with the Santa Marta deck for another deep dive, and then I found out about the Centennial deck, and the Centennial is the original artwork, but the color is a little bit more muted, so the yellow isn't as bright. It's more of like a mustard. It's not so in your face, bright, bold, and so I like this coloring a lot more. I struggled with the size from the original deck, and then decided on the mini as a more cozy deck, as something that I enjoy having in my hand. I have really little hands. And it's not that I don't enjoy the Oracle decks because they're big and, you know, whatever, but having this as my reference deck makes it so much easier to have something that actually fits in my hand. So that's what this is. This is my reference deck. The mini is exactly that. And yes, they are 78 little pictures, but these 78 little pictures showcase archetypes, personalities, situations, and it's just a support system more than anything, knowing that there is a silver lining, knowing that there is a bigger message. If you believe in a rock, that rock will give you luck. If you believe in wearing the same socks, you know, or a favorite tie, or a favorite piece of jewelry, or if you put on jewelry and you feel bold and full of courage, that's all magic. Those are all your, you know, magical spells. This is my emerald. Emerald is my birthstone, and this is a big piece I found in Connecticut. Super cheap, and she fits in my palm, and I love her. And she has a sister. These guys are always near each other. This is a heart rose quartz, and this one, I love the way it fits between my thumb and my fingers on both my hands. I do this with both my hands. And so these are always very, very nearby. Anyways, stones, vibrations. Same time, those cost me money. This cost me nothing. This is a rock that my daughter painted in kindergarten and glued some paper eyeballs to. And every so often I have to take my black marker and redo them, and it wasn't even for me. She made it for Father's Day, and I kept it through a lot of things. I also keep a little pine cone, which I highlighted with gold tips. This is from Christmas. Yes, Christmas. I tried to write on the bottom, but it didn't work out. I keep little tokens of things that have cost me nothing and things that have cost me, you know, everything. I've got two more rods back here. I'll show you my collection. These are literally rocks. See? Rock from somebody's front yard in Ocean City, New Jersey. I'm sorry if this is yours. I just wanted to commemorate our time there. And then I have this other one that my daughter did paint for me. And this is a little flower on one side. And I think she's doing a ladybug or a strawberry on the other side. I'm not really sure. I like the flower better, so I keep this right here. This is my witchy altar. Okay. I use Palo Santo to clear my space, to clear the air. I use cannabis to clear my head, to clear my heart. I love Nang Champa, which is an incense that you can buy either in sticks. Oh, maybe you can catch it while it's still burning back there on my dresser, right there. I'm pointing with the Palo Santo. Nang Champa is my favorite scent. I've tried frankincense and all the other stuff, and it's just too much. So I love Nang Champa. Sage, not my favorite, but I do have it. I do use it. It has its moments. I've had, smoked, and loved mugwort. And then you can throw other herbs into that. Chamomile, lavender, cinnamon, basil, star of anise. I've smoked star of anise. It's amazing. Tastes so good. Cloves I smoke also. Just tastes really good. All of those things you have in your kitchen. You cook, you make magic in your kitchen, you sprinkle those things into your food, you put your good intentions, you feed your family, you watch them eat, you know that it's nourishing food. You eat that nourishing food, hoping to stay healthy. It's magic. It's a spell. And you turn around and yeah, you know, grind them up, you burn them, you do whatever, you smoke them. Spells, magic. I'm a witch. I'm an eclectic witch. Because I like doing things. I like the crafty part of it too. I like sitting out in nature. I love, my kids will be like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, we get home, we park the car. I walk into my front yard, and the first thing I do is I take off my shoes and walk, whatever, 10 feet to my front door with my feet in the grass. I have stepped on a snake while doing this. Unknowingly, I took my shoes off. Snake was there. My naked foot touched it. It was scared. I was scared. We parted ways amicably. I love grounding. I will hug a tree. I will stop and talk to a flower. I will stop and talk to a bee. I do not tolerate mosquitoes. They're just rude. What else? Candle magic. I love candles. I love tea. Tea light trees are tea lights are my favorite. They last a long time, especially if they're soy. They'll last up to 6 hours. Sprinkle some cinnamon. Sprinkle some pepper. Make that intention burn brighter. Send it off. We burn our basil with our wishes during big moons, during new moons, full moons. We burn away what no longer serves us. The full moon. It's all intention. It's all intention. It's all heart. It's all feelings, and there's nothing negative or wicked or sinister, because I want what's best for me. and what's best for me is putting out good into the world. If I desire bad, if I do bad, that's karma. That's gonna come back and slap you like a bitch, and I just don't need any more drama in my life, especially from the universe. The universe is here to support me. It's here to guide me. If I need something, I will ask for it. I will put out that prayer. I will put out that intention. Yeah. In terms of religion, I read about so many things, philosophy and religions, um, traditions, and I don't need to subscribe to any one to take bits and pieces of those traditions and incorporate them into my life, incorporate them into my children's life. And by doing that, creating citizens of the world, people who are well spoken and act with kindness and are empathetic, sympathetic, and, abundant in love. That's been my goal as a mom, as a witch mom. My kids just found out that I'm a witch. And then when I was like, well, what is a witch? Playing with candles, playing with herbs, and outside of the kitchen, looking at cards, researching their meanings, listening to guidance, meditations, listening to high vibration music, cleaning my home in a particular way. I was like, yep, we're witches, baby. Sorry to tell you. And then I reminded them of the rituals that we do during the full moon, during the new moon, during picnics at the park, during eclipses or super moons. So they both agreed. You know what? We're witches too. We're in on it. Let's go. I guess if they wanted a chance not to participate, that would have been it. But they made the choice that they've enjoyed living the so-called witchy life, according to me. So that's a lot of talking, but it's an introduction into my new work. And my new work has come through dealing with trauma, dealing with pain, physical pain, dealing with healing from that pain, dealing with I've been separated for 2 years, but there was, during the accident, there was just a lot happening. And so it was an intense spring, and then there was a lot of healing to be done during the summer. So the artwork has changed, and not that I need to explain it, but I guess for posterity's sake, for continuation's sake, for out of the respect for your time, for those of you who follow and want to know and want the narrative, and if it also interests and sparks your attention, here we go. And it's all done in a sense of authenticity and whatever. So I've been playing with my decks, of course, with a better understanding of the Rider Waite Smith cards, and because the art is so what do we call it? Because it's so I want to call it childlike. I want to call it just easy, simple. Um, I don't know. It's in a style that I find easy enough to replicate, easy enough to play with, easy enough to recognize. But I'm also tempted to play with my other decks and bring in symbolism and uh, picture color schemes and things that interest me from the other side, creatively. Um, fill in those those gaps that I feel are missing due to my understanding, due to my personal um, what I'm absorbing from it, from my own messages. Uh, Also, now I'm taking it into narrative, so I'm combining multiple cards to tell my personal story, to make it make sense for me, which is really cool because I'm borrowing that art style to make my own, and I mean that's what I've always done, right? If you've watched me uh, do it in your own styles, I would borrow the style from the artist to draw myself, or to draw, a depiction of myself, a version of myself, self-portraits. So, when I was doing watercolor, I was like, why do I do all these flowers? What is the point of all these flowers? I'm not a person who loves florals. I don't decorate with florals. I'm very monotone in what I wear. And how I decorate, and yet here I was doing all of these very colorful flowers. And then we had that whole female figure. And female figure, why was I so drawn to female figure, female figure, female figure? I was looking for that feminine divine energy. I was looking for role models from the universe. I was looking for grounding. And so my first resource was yoga. That first resource was strong poses from yoga. And then it's taken me a couple of years, but here I am now, embodying my female divine energy, looking for the source of that, working with guides from my tarot collection, from my oracle decks, looking for role models outside of my universe. The ones here on Earth need not apply. Anyways, what's in my little pencil bag? I've got my favorite stencils, one to make circles of all shapes, of all sizes. My number one, this one I haven't been using because I have this alphabet one with smaller numbers, so I've been working with that one the most. Next, in here, I've got the dot markers for my planner. Even though my planner is a separate entity, one pencil case to rule them all, right? So we've got those in there. We've got tombos in a few colors that I'm currently using. Some I've chosen to represent the 4 elements in my moments of me. One tombow is the one that I highlight in my planner, the 942, and then the rest of them are the ones that I've kind of chosen to work with my current art project in the B6. Lip gloss, 2 tubes of mascara that do 2 different things. One's volumizing, the other one's lengthening. I wasn't blessed with my kids' lashes, so I have to carry 2 different kinds of mascara. And a gold eyeliner that I like to highlight my eyes when necessary, when I'm playing adult, as my kids like to say. Mom, are you going to pretend to be an adult today? Yeah. And so that's what's in my pencil case. This goes everywhere because this is what's writing both in my planner and in my B6. However, I do have my cut down carbon ink pen with the walnut, yeah, he's in here, with the walnut ink for drawing. That's what I've been drawing with in the art part of it when I do like the details. And then I have my usual pencils. There are 2 rainbow pencils in here and 1 Mitsubishi little nub. And I've got a ruler because I was playing with washi tape in Moments of Me. So, plus, I mean, a ruler. I'll leave it in there. What else is in there? There's a nubby. Oh, whiteout. Because I start writing and I make hella mistakes, and sometimes I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not. I'm certain. Spelling is not even a thing. And I also write in Spanglish. Like sometimes, like if I can't think of the word quickly in English, I'll write it in Spanish. Or yeah, I don't write in Spanish, but whatever. What's the other thing that's in here? Oh, there's a tiny little eraser that's like dwindling down. It doesn't even fit in my eraser folder anymore. It's a black eraser, so you can't see it with the combo. It's in there though, I promise. Oh, it's behind the. Anyways, that's what's in there. I know you guys always love to see what's inside my pencil pouch. That is what's going on. This video is really long, so it's going to be its own thing. So no journal work in this one, but now you understand where I'm coming from, how this works for me, why, and you know, whether or not you're on this road with me. I'm not trying to push it on you. I'm not trying to push tarot or oracle cards on you. I think they're really supportive and great. The same way if you start me on a crystal or cannabis, I'm going to, you know, or, you know, veganism or whatever. If I like it, I'm going to talk to you. If you get me started on books, I'm going to talk to you. But it's about the journals and about, you know, whatever, the drawings, and I'm just doing life differently right now, and that means art is happening differently for me. And right now it's markers, the watercolors, you know, they're at arm's length, they're always there for me, but right now it's just not what I'm doing, and for no other reason than I don't want to, because we all know that that Astrology can handle watercolor fine, but right now it's been about the marker, and the way I'm doing it right now is just working, and so I'm gonna ride that wave, and it's up to you whether you want to ride that wave with me. Do you want to jump on my broomstick and go? Dude, I don't even own a broom. We have like hand pans, you know, for the cat litter and like the oopsies in the kitchens. I even have one for the desk. I don't have a broom. So, it's just me. And it's been me since you've known me. Don't be scared. If you made it this far, I'm sure that you're my peoples and will be along for the ride. By the way, this Leweed is a tarot-inspired depiction of Leweed. And I love Nina for doing that. She actually has a couple of I think she has Ledab also. And that's exactly what I want to do. I just want to poke fun at something that is really meaningful to me, in my own way. And by poke fun, I don't mean like make fun of it. I mean like make meaningful things, art things, creative things. And who knows what the hell I'm going to jump into tomorrow. So don't discount me. Don't, you know. You want to subscribe because you don't want to miss a thing. I think was the tagline from the beginning. Anyways, I love you so much for watching this, it ended up being a completely different kind of video than I thought. So enjoy. I'll see you guys soon with some art in the journal.